welcome back to my channel. I'm Barbara, and today I'm going to do a get ready with me, and I'm using shades of pinks and rose. I thought it'd be nice since we're coming up closer and closer to Valentine's Day, and that was just the mood I was in. I've already prepped my skin using all my morning routine skincare, and for foundation I've used Bourjois Healthy Mix Serum Foundation in the shade number 52. So I put that on my skin, and you can see if you look closely, I don't know if it's picking it up on the monitor, but I'm still peeling quite a bit from the retin-A, still a little irritated, but I'm definitely on the better side of healing from that, so that's a good thing. I've also already filled in my eyebrows a bit with Sourmet from Sally Beauty Supply. It's a German company, and it's just a dark brown or rich brown eye pencil. And just a note on eyebrows, two things I'd like to share. I've always said this, they have to be sisters, not twins. And if you can look, you can see they're not exact, but they fit my face, they frame my face, and that's the important thing. The other point I'd like to make about eyebrows is if you're over the age of 40, ladies, fill your eyebrows in. I know that very thin eyebrows, a lot of drama, were very big in the 90s and probably the early part of 2000, but a fuller brow really is much more youth enhancing and feature enhancing, especially as we age. So don't be afraid to go a little bit thicker if you've been traditionally going with a thin brow. It might seem a little strange at first, but if you slowly, I'm talking a millimeter of an increase on the overall thickness of your eyebrow, you'll see quite a difference, and overall, once your full face of makeup is on, you'll put your best foot forward and it will look better. So for eyeshadow, I'm going to be using CoverGirl True Naked Rose Palette. And you know, I have this, I also have it in the nudes or the nakeds. I think these colors are okay. They're kind of transparent. They don't show up as vividly as I would like. The good news is you do get a big bang for your buck. I think I got this on sale for $8 or $9. And there's a mix of satins and some frosts and some matte shades. So I'll be working with that palette. I'll start with, I'm just gonna use a basic brush. This is actually a tapered blending brush by Morphe. And I'm gonna apply all over my lid this third color from my left. And I'm gonna concentrate that on the lower mobile lid, and I'm gonna look down into my mirror so I can see what I'm doing. And I'm just applying a nice coat, working it onto my mobile lid, and then feathering up the excess into my brow. That's it. It's a nice color. It's a very translucent, and they're very powdery. I find they're not, they're a little too sheer, a little too powdery. And I think sometimes that can make it look a little aging on the skin as well. But hey, I've got it, I'm gonna work with it. So there you see. Now I'm gonna take an angled brush. This is from my Emax Design palette of brushes, collection of brushes, available on Amazon. And I'm gonna go into the second from the last shade on the right. It's very deep, dark, chocolatey brown, like a dark chocolate brown. Looks more like a satin finish. And I'm just gonna pat that in the outer quarter of my mobile lid, extending it up into where my crease is. You can see I've done that at an angle. And I just patted, I didn't rub too much. One, because of the fallout, like I said, these are very powdery. And two, because I'm sort of stamping, I want a dark color payout with this. And I really want to concentrate a nice dark color payout in that area. So the stamping method works very nicely. And there you have it. Now I'm going to take a brush and do a nice blend. Working in circles, kind of taking that dark color and blending it over into the crease area. And I'm working actually just on and above where my crease is. I have deep set enough eyes with a nice crease, but as I've gotten a little bit older, I do see that I'm getting a bit of a hood. So I'm just going to cheat the crease a little bit. Doesn't have to be perfect. I'm not looking for a cut crease or any sharp angles. Quite the opposite, I want more of a blended look. You can see this side, my left side, is a little bit heavier. So I'm going to blend that in a bit more. There. I think that's nice. I feel like I could use a little bit more warmth. I'm going to take this last shade. It's like a dark, dark eggplant. I'm just going to blend a little bit of that onto my lower lid. Not my lower lid, my mobile lid, on the lower part of my mobile lid. It's pretty. I just kind of overlapped it onto the darker shade that was already there. Yep. Just added a little bit more warmth. I'm just going to blend it. There. Now for liner, I'm going to take this older angled brush by Philosophy. I don't know what I got this with, what it came with. I've had it for years. And I'm taking Bobbi Brown Black Plum. It's a single eyeshadow, and it's a beautiful matte, dark as can be plum shade, and it's so beautiful for eyeliner. I just love it. I'm just going to work some onto the brush, and again with the stamping method, go across my lash line on my upper lid. I love this color. I think it works for blue eyes, brown eyes. It's softer than black, but really does add a nice definition. And you can get a little more depth out of it if you wet it with some MAC Fix Plus or any setting spray really, or you could just use water. I like to do it with setting sprays or MAC Fix Plus. I can never say that. Oh. Just working it along the lash line. I'm not worrying about being overly precise or dramatic. I'm just slowly building it up to a place where I feel comfortable with it. And I think that's important. Sometimes watching these videos, I think people tend to be so, I love watching the videos of different YouTubers, but I think sometimes the makeup can become such a process, and I love applying makeup, I'm sure we all do, but sometimes you don't have that much time. You just want to get it on and get out the door. I'm just going to blend a little bit more my brow bone with a clean, I just wipe the same brush off. There we go. And actually, I'm going to take some of this lightest shade on the very far left onto the same brush, and I'm going to clean up that brow bone just to brighten it up a little, collect any fallout from the darker shades. And I'm actually going to just blend it a little with my fingertips. Very nice. That's pretty. Good. So I'm going to take a little bit of concealer. This is the Garnier Clearly Brighter Dark Circle Concealer. It's a roller ball. It's a very thin liquid that's great for building. And you can even keep this in your purse and reapply throughout the day. My skin is super flaky, so I'm probably not going to use any face powder to set. It's cracking. It's really I probably should have used a powder mineral foundation for foundation today. It would have looked a little bit cleaner, but I already put the serum foundation on. I'm just going to go with it. I'm not going to fool around too much with it. So I'm just going to let this concealer set for a moment or two, and while that sets, I think I'll apply a little bit of mascara. I've got Voluminous Lash Paradise by L'Oreal. It's okay. It clumped up, truth be told, I bought this maybe 2 months ago. It clumped up so quickly. And I find it's difficult to remove at night. It's not the waterproof version, which I think there is one. I love the color. I like the thickening a lot. It is kind of clumpy. I swear I think manufacturers are making mascaras so that you have no choice but to throw them out after 30 days. I usually get around 2 to 3 months out of my mascara, but things don't seem to... It seems like either like with IT Cosmetics, their superhero, after about a month's use, the tube itself gets so cruddy you want to throw it away. Or in this case, the formula dries out. So I don't know. I think there's too much air getting into the tube. And I think that's by design. I think they want you to purchase more, consume more, turn over, right? There. I think I will just do a little bit on my lower lashes just because I didn't put anything down there as far as shadow. Sometimes when you choose colors, it could be by your mood, but sometimes the colors you choose, like for example, my skin is kind of peely today, and nothing I'm going to do is going to make it's really peeling today. And the pink rose tone just kind of brings some life to my face, which is nice because I'm super pale, as many of us are this time of year. I'm not in the mood to do any self-tanner. And with all this flaking, at least the rose tones are kind of uplifting and flattering. There, I just concentrated the concealer right under my eyes in these trough area, the hollows. I think that was really nice. On to blush. Actually, before blush, I am going to warm the skin up ever so slightly. I'm using Chanel Le Beige in number 30. This is, it could be a face powder. You can use it as a bronzer. Number 30, it's darker than my own skin tone, so I like to use it as a little bit of a bronzer, but it's super light, so it's really nice. And I'm just going to pat it basically where I'd put my blush anyway. And I'm stopping just shy of the apple. I'm going to put a little bit on my forehead. I'm only stamping it, patting it, because like I said, I am peeling so much, like a snake. A little bit on each side of my nose, on the chin, across the jaw, and just down on the throat. I usually brush a little onto the ears as well. I want to blend everything together as much as possible. So that warmed the face up just a little bit. And I'm going to use for blush NYX Peach, which is actually, it's NYX. It's a single blush, or NYX. It's called Peach, but it has a beautiful rosy pink tone to it. So I think it's another one of those universal shades. Ladies, you can tell I buy a lot of things that are universal. I go from very fair to quite self-tanned in the summertime, and I change my look so much. And with my coloring, I feel these universal shades are just no-brainers. They're worth it. I don't have to think too much about it. And because they're universal, they usually are very soft on the skin. They don't scream bright makeup tones, and I think that that can be flattering, especially for ladies of a certain age that don't really want to look too trendy. You just want to look enhanced and beautiful. There, I might put a little bit on my apples. Oh, they're peeling so much. That's good. And what else? Lips. Going to my standby Wet n Wild 666 Brandywine, the best lip liner. It's 99 cents. And I'm going to use a Wet n Wild lip gloss today. This is number 555B, which is a beautiful rosy frost. I love it. It's good as a topper too. So I'm just taking small strokes. It's hard to talk while I do this. And basically following my lip line. Just a little enhancement on the Cupid's bow. It's so hard because the skin above my lip line is super, super peeling, so anything I do, it's just kind of exacerbating it. Ugh. Now I just outlined my lips. Love this color. Here's a tip. I've said this before. If you want to kind of make your lips look a little bit more full and get a little more longevity out of your lip line and blend the line, just fill in the outer third or so of your top and bottom lip. Leave the center open. Doesn't have to be perfect. Just scribble in a few strokes. And there you go. Done. I don't know about you, but do you ever look in your lip collection, for example, and you've got a sea of lip glosses that are all more or less the same shade, just different manufacturers, maybe slight variations? I tend to do that. I tend to get a lot. But if you know what works for you and what you're comfortable in, that's what you gravitate towards. I've always envied ladies that can just wear any color under the rainbow and just rock it out, like a really bold lip or really trendy eye color. I've never felt comfortable doing that, and that's okay for me. I stay in my lane. I do love this lip gloss. A little bit heavier on. Oh, that's very pretty. I love a frost. All right, so I think for fragrance today, I'm just gonna go with a classic. Burberry, their classic fragrance. It's soft and feminine. It is pretty though. Oh, I love it. Okay, I wanted to share some supplements with you. One is magnesium citrate. You've seen the product Calm that a lot of people purchase. I just buy these. They're 400 milligrams each, I think. Yep, 400 milligrams. I take 2 a day in the afternoon, sometime around 3, 4 o'clock. What magnesium does is it attracts water into your intestine. So as it does that, it kind of has a calming effect on your system. So in turn, you feel calmer. It doesn't affect your brain. It's not like a tranquilizer or anything like that. It just calms the body down. So I highly recommend this. Another supplement that I really have found, having my autoimmune illness, I've had a lot of issues with my hair falling out, my skin just really misbehaving and getting very dry, very irritated, a lot of joint pain. One thing that I found I really like, and I do think there's some merit to it, is collagen peptides. And this one's by Vital Proteins. They do have a vegan version as well as a marine version if you don't like beef. This is actually bovine. No, bovine? Yeah, this is from bovine. So I switch on usually between the marine version and this. It does take a few months before you'll start to see improvement, but you really will see an improvement with your hair, with your skin, if you have joint issues. I can't stress this enough. And this is a very good product. This Vital Proteins are high quality. You can get this on Amazon or go directly to their site. Another product that I use, especially on days like today when I'm really, really peeling, and I've said this before, this is back to skincare. Aven Thermal Water, theirs is like no one else's. It's fabulous. I spray this on bare skin, over my makeup, in the nighttime, in the daytime, before I put on my skincare products, underneath my masks. It is so good for dry skin or irritated skin. Oh, and one more thing, that's not a supplement, it's actually a spice, sort of. Coconut aminos. This one happens to be the Trader Joe brand, but you can get, Bragg's makes one. This is Trader Joe's. You can get a different, I forgot the other brand that's available at Whole Foods. This is sort of like a soy sauce alternative. It does not have any soy sauce or soy product in it. It doesn't have any added sugar. It's just basically coconut sap. It's delicious. It adds a lot of flavor to your foods. And right now I'm on a strict, I've given up all nightshades, so no peppers, no spices that contain any kind of pepper other than black pepper, which is not technically a nightshade. I've given up so many things, dairy, red meat, sugar of any sort that's processed other than what I get from, fresh fruit or frozen fruit. But I need flavor. I love to eat, as so many of us do. And I find that this really does take, it adds some flavor to my food, makes me happy, I feel satisfied. Oh, and my last little thing I'll share with you is LaCroix coconut flavored seltzer water. No sodium, no sugars. If you put this on ice and drink it ice cold, the coconut is like getting away on a summer vacation. It is so delicious. Well, that's it for today. If you have any questions or would like to hear about the makeup or where I purchased it or anything like that, just message me below. Have a great day. Thank you for watching. Bye.